and welcome to English Lessons on Iman TV. In our lesson today, as usual, we're going to start with a short review and practice of words that we studied before. And then after that, we're going to work basically on grammar. And the grammar, we started a new lesson which was present perfect tense, but we could not finish it because we didn't have time last time. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to finish that lesson, and then it will be followed by a review of uses of prepositions of time and prepositions of place. بیننده های بسیار محترم تلویزیون ایمان، درس امروز با تکرار و تمرین لغاتی که ما قبلا مطالعه کردیم شروع میکنیم. بعدا درس گرامری ماست که دیگر درس گرامری موضوع قریب به اصطلاح خدمت شما ما تقدیم کردم در هفته گذشته. متاسفانه وقت ازی پیدا نشد که را زیادتر پرکتس بکنیم، تمرین بکنیم. امروز بعد از تشریح قوانین موضوع قریب در انگلیسی او را انشاءالله که به قدر کافی پرکتس خواهد کردیم و همچنان uses of prepositions of time and place هم سرش رو خواهد کردیم. So now let's start the lesson with a review of words. So these are the words that we studied before. I expect you to know the meaning and be able to use them correctly in blank spaces. But before we do that, I want you to repeat after me together. And when you repeat, please say it loud enough that you can hear what you're saying. So توقع ما شما ایست که این لغات اولا بعد از ما تکرار بکنین و با قدر کافی بلند بگوین که خود شما بشنوین که چی میگین، چون ما متاسفانه صدای شما را شنیده نمیتونم. So please repeat. Native language. Native language. Amusement parks. Amusement parks. Honest. Honest. Pork. Servers. Servers. Pilot. Pilot. Physician. Physician. Immigrants. Excuse me, immigrants. Immigrants. Now, sentences. First, I'm going to read the sentences as they are written, give you time to think about what to use in each blank, and then I'll come back and give you the answers, okay? Number one, blank come to United States from around the world. So which words could fit this blank space? Parents take their children to blank to have fun. So where do parents take their children to have a good time, to have fun? The word is there on that list. Pashto is Zalmai's blank. So Pashto is of course the name of a language. So what word from that list will complete this sentence? Number 4. 3 blank work in that restaurant. 3 what? What kind of people work in restaurants? So there is a word on that list that shows that that person is, or that group of people are working in a restaurant. It's a job title. Muslims do not eat what? So there's one word, the name of a food that Muslims do not eat. So what is that? What is that word? Because Hila was very sick, she called her what? In sentence number 7, my cousin works as a blank driver. Most Afghans are very what? Okay, so you need to come up with what? With an adjective. After very, you have to use what? Adjective. What word on that list is a good adjective for Afghans? So you could use that one. So let's go and see if you can come up with the answers. Again, before you come up with the answers, so let's see if you know the meaning of these words. So please repeat. Native language. And native language means what? The language that the person speaks first. Like the native language means mother tongue. Okay. Amusement parks, a place where people go for fun. Okay, like Great America in California is what? An amusement park. Okay, Disneyland is what? An amusement park. Honest means what? Somebody who doesn't tell a lie. And look at the pronunciation of honest. You write it with H, but you don't pronounce H. You don't say honest. You say honest. Okay? كلمة honest که صادق معنا میتم شروعی کلمه به حرف H است، اما وقت شما تلفظ میکنین H ازی به اصطلاح silent است و این شما اما کلمه بعد از H که اوست تلفظ میکنین، یعنی که honest. Okay? So H is silent. Pork, the meat that comes from what? From pigs. Haram in Islam. Servers, these are waiter or waitresses that they work in a restaurant. Pilot, we have the same word in Farsi. Physician is what? A medical doctor. And immigrants are what? People that they come from other countries, let's say in the United States. Now let's look at sentence number 1. Now that we reviewed the meaning, my expectation is that you will find the best answers. Number 1. Come to the United States from around the world. Who comes to the United States from around the world? The answer is very obvious, and that's what? Immigrants, right? People from other countries come to the United States from around the world. From almost every country on earth, you can find somebody in the United States. Parents take their children to where? To have fun. Where do parents take their children to have fun? To have a good time? And the answer is what? Amusement parks, like Disneyland, like Great America. That's where people go for fun. Pashto is Zalmai is what? Native language. That's the mother tongue. Okay? So let me read these sentences with correct completion, and then we will continue. Immigrants come to the United States from around the world. Excuse me. Parents take their children to amusement parks to have fun. Pashto is Zalmai's native language. 3 work in that restaurant. 3 what? 3 servers work in that restaurant. So server stands for both waiter and waitress. People that they bring the food, people that they take back the empty plates, people that they basically serve you in the restaurant, they're called servers. For men and women, you use server. So if you say waiter, it's only for men. If you say waitress, it's only for women. But server is for both. Muslims do not eat what? Pork. We consider it haram, so we do not eat that. So that's haram. Because Hila was very sick, she called her what? She called a physician, a medical doctor, physician. Let me read these sentences with correct completions. 3 servers work in that restaurant. Muslims do not eat pork. Because Hila was very sick, she called her physician. My cousin works as a driver. As a what? As a cab driver. So cab driver simply means taxi driver. Most Afghans are very honest. Most of them are. Honest means what? They don't tell lies. Okay? Honest. Again, when you say honest, you do not pronounce the H. So let me read these sentences with correct completion. My cousin works as a cab driver. Most Afghans are very honest. The next segment of our lesson is the grammar lesson. And that is what? I'm going to teach you present perfect tense. But in order to understand present perfect tense, we need to know the simple present tense, the present progressive tense, the simple past tense, the past progressive tense, and simple future tense, and future progressive tense. These are the ones we studied so far. There are 12 tenses in English. Okay, so we're going to do the present perfect tense today, but I will first go over the previous tenses before we start this tense. So we studied simple present tense. We said that we use simple present tense for an activity that we do again and again and again. Like, for example, I teach every day. The example I have on the slide is what? Tim calls Jim every day, or we call Jim every day. You watch TV every day, right? So what are the other things you do every day? The things that you do repeatedly every day, every week, every month, you use simple present tense. We pray to Allah every day, for example, right? We pray 5 times. Most Muslims what? Pray 5 times a day. That's you use simple present tense because you do it what? Repeatedly, over and over again. So the next tense is the present progressive tense. Something that you are doing at this moment of speaking. You don't do this every day, but you do it what? At this moment of speaking. Like, what am I doing right now? Right now, I'm speaking on TV. I have a show on TV and I'm teaching on TV now. I don't teach on TV every day, but I teach on TV every Saturday. But right now, this moment, I'm talking to you and you're watching me. So to use the present progressive tense, you have to use what? A form of to be is MR plus what? Verb ing. That makes it what? I am speaking, you are speaking, they are speaking, Umaid is speaking. So you use those plus verb ing. Like, I'm teaching now and you're listening now. Simple past tenses for an activity that started in the past, finished in the past. So, like, Tom called Jim yesterday. I went to Hayward last Friday. It's done. Friday is finished. I went there, came back. It's all done. For something like that, you use what? Simple past tense. I lived in Germany for 2 years. See? In the past. Done, finished, gone. So something that you started in the past and finished in the past, you use simple present tense. And for the verb, you use what? Ed for most of the verbs. But some verbs, as we studied, are irregular. And you need to use what? You need to use the third person singular. Past progressive tense, you use it for an action that is longer than simple past. Something was going on, something else happened. So how do you use it? You use was or were plus verb ing. Like, while I was teaching, my brother called me. While I was eating dinner last night, my son called me. So eating dinner was going on. I started eating dinner at 6 o'clock. I finished it at 6:30. So this was going on. Something happened. My son called me. So Jim was sleeping when Tom called. So something was going on. Something else happened. So past progressive is used for what? For a long action. And then we have simple future tense. Something that can happen in the future. Not now, not every day, not yesterday. Something that could possibly happen in the future. For example, Tom will call Jim. I will visit China next summer. So I will visit. I haven't gone there yet, but I will go there in the summer. So I will go there means something that could happen in the future. So you use will plus simple form of the verb and possibly a future action time. We also studied you could use will, you could use may, you could use might, or you could use be going to. You could say, I will go to China in the summer. I may go to China in the summer. I might go to China in the summer. I'm going to go to China in the summer. All four show what? Future tense. But there's one difference, and that is what? That if you say will or going to, it's a strong possibility. If you use may or might, it means it's a weak possibility. We studied that, okay? So what we're studying today is what? The present perfect tense. And here is an example. The present perfect tense is used to show an activity that started in the past and continues until now. And it could possibly continue until what? Into the future. For example, I've taught English on Iman TV since October 13, 2017. My first lesson in this studio was what? On October 13, 2017. So I started at that time. And I'm still here. I'm still working and possibly go in the future. For an action like this, that you start in the past but you don't finish in the past. You continue until the present time and could possibly stretch it to future. Then you use what? Present perfect tense. در زبان انگلیسی ماضی قریب ما برای کارهای استفاده میکنیم یا اکشن های استفاده میکنیم، فعالیت های استفاده میکنیم که او در زمان گذشته شروع شده و تا زمان آل جریان داره و امکان از این هم موجود است که تا به زمان آینده هم دوام بکنه. در این صورت است که ما present perfect tense استفاده میکنیم. مثلا میگیم که I have taught English on Iman TV since October 13, 2017. یعنی از 13 اکتبر 2017 تا حال ما در ایمان تیوی درس دادیم. درس دادیم یعنی شروع کردم از 2017 تا حال این کار جریان داره. در انگلیسی you need to use have یا has. میگن I have, we have, they have, but she has, he has, it has. But he و she و it has استفاده میکنیم. But we, I, they, you have استفاده میکنیم. بعداً شکل سیوم فعله. مثلا شکل سیوم فعل teach شکل اول است، taught شکل دوم است، taught شکل سیوم است. دوم و سیوم یک شکل داره. میگن I have taught. گفتن نمیتونین I have teach. You have to say I have taught English on Iman TV since October 13, 2017. So you need to use it this way. So the action started on October 13, 2017, and it's right now is what? Today is November 24th. It's going on right now, and possibly it will go into the future. So for an action like this, use present perfect tense. یعنی که ای در زمان حال فعلا جریان داره. همچنان شکل دیگه که present perfect استعمال میکنیم نیست که با یک کاری در زمان گذشته انجام شده باشه اما وقتش معلوم نباشه. در اون صورت است که you could also use what? Present perfect tense, and I'll give you practice on that. Here are the rules. The present perfect tense shows an activity that took place at an unspecific time in the past, or an action that started in the past and continues to present time. Look at these examples. I've already visited China. Here, you don't have what when you visited China, but it's something happened in the past. مثال اول است که این زمان present perfect با زمان گذشته که معین نباشه استفاده میکنیم. مثلا میگه که I visited China، یعنی ما از چاینا دیدن کردیم. این که چی وقت رفتیم it's not clear. اگر وقتش بگوییم که در سال 2016 رفتیم در صورت که simple past استفاده میکنیم. And the other one is what? So the simple past is what? I visited China in 2004. That's a specific action. You use simple past. If the time is not specific, use present perfect tense. I have visited China already. I don't know when, but already. Sometimes in the past. I've taught English on Iman TV since October 13, 2017. We use have or has plus verb PP. PP means past participle form, means the third form of a verb. Like you say, break, broke, broken. Broken is what? The past participle form. Teach, taught, taught. Taught is what? The past participle form. Drive, drove, driven. Driven is what? The past participle form. The third form of the verb. So you use have or has with what? With the past participle form of the verb. I have visited China. She has written a book. See, write, wrote, written. You say she has written a book. You cannot say she has wrote a book. That's not correct English. We use not after have or has to make it negative. They have not visited China, or she has not visited China. So you put has or not after these verbs. More rules. We move have or has to the beginning of the sentence to make it question. For example, they have visited China. To make it question, bring have or has at the beginning. Have they visited China? Roya has written a letter. Has Roya written a letter? You put what? Has at the beginning of the word. We use already in affirmative, in yet, in negative sentences. I have visited China already. Basir has not visited China yet. We can use yet or already in questions. Has Roya written a letter yet? Has Roya written a letter already? Now let me explain these rules in Farsi for you to make it easier. این چند قانون گرامری را من خدمت شما به زبان فارسی تشریح میتونم که شما بهتر بفهمین، آگاهی پیدا کنین. اولی که در صورتی که شما خواسته باشین یک جمله‌ای که با موضوع قریب باشه او رو شما سوالیه بسازین، از دو، does و did یا will استفاده نمی کنین. اما have یا has که شما پیش از فعل استفاده کردین او رو در شروع جمله میارین و جمله با سوالیه تبدیل میشه. به طور مثال they have visited China. ما در جمله خود have داریم. در صورت است که ما have در شروع جمله میاریم. میگین have they visited China؟ این جمله سوالیه میشه. یا میگین که رویا has written a letter. رویا یک مکتوب نوشته کرده. و اگه بخواین که با سوالیه تبدیل کنین که آیا رویا یک مکتوب نوشته کرده، از does یا do یا did یا دیگه حروف کلمات استفاده نمی کنین، میگین که اما has با جمله میارین که has رویا written a letter. آیا رویا در کدام مکتوب نوشته کرده؟ ایمی has جمله را سوالیه میسازن. دیگه ای که وقتی که شما وقتش معین نباشه شما میتونید کلمه already یا yet. already معنایش قبلا است و معنای yet تا هنوز معنا میتونه. یعنی وقتی که شما میگین که یک کار قبلا انجام شده در اون صورت است که شما کلمه already را استفاده میکنین. میگین که I visited China already یعنی ما قبلا از چین دیدن کردیم. یا میگین که بصیر has not visited China yet. بصیر تا هنوز یا تا حال از چین دیدن نکرده. در صورت است که در جمله بیانیه در صورتی که مثبت باشه شما از کلمه already استفاده میکنید و در جمله بیانیه در صورتی که منفی باشه از کلمه yet استفاده میکنید. شما نمیتونین yet در جمله بیانی مثبت و یا already در جمله بیانی منفی استعمال کنید. این قانونش است. اما وقتی که سوال میسازین در جمله سوالی که برای present perfect باشه شما میتونین که از هر دو کلمه طبق میلتان به اصطلاح استفاده بکنین. به طور مثال میگین که از رویا written a letter yet. آیا رویا تا حال را کدام مکتوب نوشته کرده؟ یا میگین که آیا قبلا رویا مکتوب نوشته کرده؟ has رویا written a letter already. هر دوی زیسته است. اما در جمله بیانیه تنها یکیش already به جمله affirmative یا مثبت میآید و yet در جمله منفی میآید یا نگاتیو. به خاطر از اینکه من شکل سیوم افعال بر شما نشان داده بتانم، ما یقین دارم که شما با این سلاید آگاهی و معرفت قبلی دارین. چندین بار بر شما نشان دادیم که شکل اول فرم 20 past فرمش was یا was past participleش what been. به این خاطر است ما شروع برای شما past participle تقدیم کردیم تا شما بتونین ایره در present perfect استفاده بکنین. میگین be, was, were, been. امی کلماتی که در کالم سبز نشته شده اینا تمامش به present perfect tense استفاده میشه. میگین beat, beaten. She has beaten, let's say, the dog. So, beaten. گفتن نمیدونید she has beat. You have to say she has beaten. Become, become. He has become a doctor. So, has become. You cannot say has became. Begin, begun. Bent. Bite, bit, bitten. Blow, blew, blown. Break, broke, broken. Bring, brought. Broadcast. So again, past participle is the third form of the verb. To use it for present perfect tense, you need the third form of the verb. Now let's practice. Read the following sentences. Mark them as simple past or present perfect tense. دی جمله بعض جملات از simple past است و بعض جملات از present perfect است. توقع ما شما است که شما بگوین کدام جمله ماضی است و کدام جمله ماضی قریب است. Okay? Simple past is ماضی and present perfect is what? ماضی قریب. Okay. Jim lived in Turkey in 2006. Is this present tense or present perfect tense? Ali has been in Mexico many times. Which one is it? Past or present perfect tense? She has visited China many times. Is this simple past or present perfect tense? Number 4. Royale worked in a hospital last year. Is that simple past or present perfect tense? Have you visited Germany? Which one is this? Simple past or present perfect tense? So now let's look at the answers. Jim lived in Turkey in 2009. Do we have a specific time? The answer is what? Yes. 2006 is a specific time. If the time is a specific, it is simple past. Also look at the verb. You say Jim lived. Okay? So just use the simple past form of the verb. Ali has been in Mexico many times. Do we have a specific time? We don't. We know that sometimes in the past, Ali went to Mexico many times. Okay? So many times means what? Not one time, we don't know a specific time, but sometimes in the past. So also look, has been, be, was, were, been. And you have a has with it, so this should be what? Present perfect tense. If this thing works, yes. Present perfect tense. She has visited China many times. Has visited. See, has plus verb plus past participle form. In many times, not a specific time in the past. So this should be what? Present perfect tense. Royale worked in a hospital last year. Worked. Last year is what? Very specific time. So we say what? It is simple past tense. Have you visited Germany? So here we have say what? Not a specific time. You have the question have you. So this is what? Present perfect tense. Now let's go to the next segment of the lesson. I have more sentences for you. Let me read them for you first. Did Anne call you last night? Rahman met Zainab in a party. Simin has never been in Morocco. Mustafa has been in Germany 2 times. I have not finished my homework yet. So look at sentence number 6. Did Anne call you last night? Do we have a specific time? Yes, last night. Did we use have or did? Did. So it is did in a specific time. It should be what? Simple past time or simple past tense. Rahman met Zainab in a party. We don't have a specific time, but look at the verb. met, not have met. So it's just the simple past form of the verb. So it is what? Simple past. Simin has never been in Morocco. Has never been. See? Has been. So we have has plus verb been. That's, remember, is present tense, was, were is past tense, been is what? The past participle form. So this should be what? Present perfect tense. Mustafa has been in Germany 2 times. Again, has been. That shows what? It is present perfect tense. I have not finished my homework yet. Again, have not finished tells you it is present perfect tense. Now, let me give you a different kind of practice. This time, I have a form of the verb in the sentence, and I want you to complete the sentence. Use the present perfect tense or simple past. So you need to be the judge here to see which one you use. Let me read the sentences for you first. Jawed be in Africa several times. Be means what? Is, are, was, were, be, being, been. Which form do you use here? Look at the time and look at the situation. Number 2. Jawed in Africa in 1999. Now for which one do you use simple past? For which one do you use present perfect tense? Omar finished his homework already. Omar finished his homework 2 hours ago. I eat Mexican food last week. My wife and I eat Mexican food many times. Which one do you use? Simple past or present perfect tense? Mustafa write many papers already. Already. Is that a specific time in the past or is it something unspecific? Okay, so let's look at that. Now, let's look at the answers. Jawed be in Africa several times, but we don't know specifically when. So that's why you have to say what? Has been in Africa several times. Jawed in Africa in 1999. 1999 is a very specific time in the past. You can only use what? Simple past. So you have to say what? Jawed was in Africa in 1999. Omar finished his homework already. Do we know when? Exactly? No. So if it's not exact simple past time, we have to use what? Has finished already. But in sentence number 4, we know that 2 hours ago. What time is it now? It's almost 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So 2 hours ago is what? Was around 8 o'clock. So the time is specific. We use simple past tense. I eat Mexican food last week. Last week is specific. You say what? I ate Mexican food last week. My wife and I, Mexican food many times in the past. But we don't know a specific time. So that's why I use what? Present perfect tense. Mustafa, many papers already. From now, in the past, he'd finished it. But he did it in the past and a specific time. The answer is what? Has written many papers already. Let me read these sentences with correct completions. Jawed in Africa. Jawed has been in Africa many times. Jawed was in Africa in 1999. Omar has finished his homework already. Omar finished his homework 2 hours ago. I ate Mexican food last week. My wife and I have eaten Mexican food many times. Mustafa has written many papers already. Now let's go to the next page. Our next page is the rules of prepositions that we studied before. I'm just giving you a review of this for the next 5 minutes or so. So first, the prepositions of time. At, on, in. And we use at for a specific time, like at noon, at night, at midnight, at 2 o'clock, at 3 o'clock. So for those specific times you use at. We use on for the days of the week and for dates. Like on October 5th, on Monday. We use in with the month, with the year, with the season. We also say in past, in the present, etc., in the morning and in the afternoon. Here are some examples. For example, our class starts at noon. You say specific time at noon. They do their homework at 6 o'clock. My brother called me on Monday. Jim will come here on October 5th. We study English in the morning. They will be here in November. Russians invaded Afghanistan in 1979. See, in the morning, in November, in 1979, for the months, for the year, and for different parts of the day, we use what? In. For places, basically same rule, specific or unspecific. We use at for very specific time. We have the name of the street, the number of the street, the name of the city and all of that, we use at. We use on for just the street, the name of the street, and in for the city and country. For example, you say he lives at 1998 A Street, Hayward, California. It's very, very specific. At 90, you can go and find this person. It's the home address. For the home address, for very specific, you got the street number, the apartment number, the name of the city, the name of the state, everything there. You use at. At 1998 A Street, Hayward, California. You use on. That Shabu College is on Hesperian Boulevard, Hayward. But you don't specifically know what address. So if you don't have the address, you just have the street, you say what? On. In is what? This is the least specific one. Like Jim lives in Fremont, or Shabu College is in Hayward, for example. So in that case, you use in. So let's practice this. The morning. Which one do you use? At, in, or on? 3:30 p.m. Which one do you use? At, in, or on? 5700 Stone Ridge Drive. Which one do you use? At, in, or on? Monument Boulevard. Which one do you use? At, in, or on? 1997. Again, which one do you use? At, in, or on? So for the first one, morning, it's a part of the day. We say what? In the morning. Like I exercise in the morning, for example. 3:30 p.m. At 3:30 p.m. She takes a nap at 3:33 p.m. 5700 Stone Ridge Drive, a very specific address, you use at. Monument Boulevard, just the name of the street, you use what? On. 1997, the name of just the year, you say in 1997. Let me read these with correct completions. In the morning, at 3:30 p.m. at 5700 Stone Ridge Drive, on Monument Boulevard, in 1997. Here are some sentences. The hospital is located 1425 Bill Street. Which one do you use? On, at, or in? She goes to work early the morning. Which one do you use? In, at, or on? My brother arrives home. Which one do you use? 5 o'clock. Dr. Smith does not work Mondays. What do you say? At Mondays, on Mondays, or in Mondays? There is a library, Oak Street. For Oak Street, what do you say? At Oak Street, in Oak Street, on Oak Street? Here are the answers. The hospital is located, see, it's very specific. 1425 Bell Street, at 1425. She goes to work early in the morning. My brother arrives home at 5 o'clock. Dr. Smith does not work on Mondays. There is a library on Oak Street. Okay? Well, this ends our lesson today. And so we will get it from here next week or the following week. So my expectation is that you will review. We have done 52 lessons so far. So a lot of these lessons are not a lot of them, but at least 1/4 of them are on YouTube, but almost all of them are on, I think, the Iman TV Facebook web page. So you can, if you want to review them, you're welcome to go there to the Iman TV Facebook page and find them and review them. But my expectation is that you do review every day. Spend another hour or two reviewing these lessons. This way you could remember that. بیننده های بسیار محترم تلویزیون ایمان، درس امروز ما با امیج به پایان رسید. تا هفته آینده شما را به خداوند متعال می‌سپارم. تشکر.